Hey guys, Mark Ferrasci, ProTech Dog Training, heading down at Tractor Supply with Eros and get some dog food, that kind of thing, get my day started after I worked in this morning. I'm going to yak the screen when I'm driving here in regards to the imprinting with a pinch collar and working your pinch collar in with a young puppy like this. Okay, a lot of people are going to be negative against this when you get this young of a puppy. But the reality is this is going to be a big part of his world as he grows, so why not imprint him when he's young, as long as you understand what you're doing and you're not going to be yanking the dog's head off, okay? So in other words, what you saw me doing with that lesson today is not going to be something that I go out with in public and start trying to yank his head off to teach attention span to me, because you got too much of a distraction out in public. You see me doing the work I'm doing now with a neutral lab. That means that I have total control over that. If I set it in that drive state and I make sure that his head's in the right place, I can set patterns that allow me to create a pattern for his learning and growth in this next concept that we're trying to convey to him, which is the focused heel, right? And we can do very light taps for breaking into his down, things like that, that's discomfort. I don't think of that as correction, right? I think more of that as discomfort, okay? And learning how to turn off that discomfort when he does the right thing. And so there's a mental aspect of it that you're going to be using for the whole concept of where the dog's head's at in the work within what I'm doing, okay? Because we're teaching him how to turn off this pressure, right? You saw me tapping that collar right when I moved and he jumped up, tap, tap, boom. He right away starts learning. If I stay here, I'm not going to get the tap, tap, and I'm avoiding that, right? It's kind of a small version of avoidance, right? It's discomfort. But you need to keep it at the level that the dog can respect, and you need to make sure that it's in a neutral lab and not out in public. It's important that you understand the concepts of how to use this whole thing, okay? It would be the same thing if I was dealing with an adult dog and I started getting a knee po-po. Without that full understanding of what you're doing and what you're creating when you're using frustration to build drive and things, it's not conducive to learning, right? That's a higher art type of a thing. So what you see me doing is showing you a little bit about doing things that I can get away with because I have more of a skill level and more of a read on my dog. I may not suggest this to my customer, or I may convey it to them so that they're only doing it in certain key areas and they don't bite off more than they can chew, which they're going to create more problems, right? Right now, all I really care about is giving the dog the imprint of what this is all about, and then slowly taking it into the dog's training through the customer as they get more skill. But it's not going to be something that I'm really going to teach them all that much about, because they may screw up the dog. You know, if you do things wrong with a young puppy like this, example, if I was to take Eros out right now, out in this distractions, and start yanking his head off because he was doing the wrong thing, and that's not conducive to his learning and growing. But I can get away with it back at the house in the neutral lab thing and picking my areas to create a pattern, right? And if you do this, this is what's going to happen every time. Consistency in patterns, consistency in timing, consistency in what I'm setting up in our pattern build, right? And that's what it is. It's a pattern build, right? You're going to create a pattern that you're going to pick, and that's what I'm working on now. That's what that video is all about. And then you pick that pattern and you start to build it. So look at it as a pattern build, right? And we will go back down to the lowest denominator that the dog needs at his edge, at his level of maturity, and anything that's not going to mess up the dog. If I right away sense that anything's messing up the dog, I'm going to back away from it and come at it from a different direction, right? So very important that you understand that. I'm not advocating this for people that don't have the skill level to do it, okay? I can teach it, I can show it, I can try to get the concepts across to you so you understand it, but realize you could create more harm than good if you don't know what you're doing, okay? Very important that you understand that, right? It's all about how small you break down and you get your pattern build wherever it's at, and you slowly start building your pattern build to where you create behavior, right? So I just wanted to convey that to you so you understood a little bit more about it. I'm not advocating that everybody just goes out and does this, watch me on film, and start trying to do it with your dog, especially at a young puppy's age like this, right? So I'll let you go. Mark Ferrasci, ProTech Dog Training, heading off to Tractor Supply with Eros. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.